Many of you use Costa's levels of thinking to get students to think more deeply about a subject and therefore understand it more deeply. This is a quick video just to show you how you can use a tool like Padlet as a quick discussion board to allow students to share some of those different levels of questions. So just a quick review, some of you may know Costa's and have seen a handout that looks like this, the Costa's house. Another way to look at it is through these three words, Google. So can I recall or quickly identify terms as sort of that basic level one, beginning level of understanding? Can I use my noodle, my brain? Can I really read between the lines, analyze and explain my thinking? And or can I actually doodle about it? Can I evaluate, create, reinvent a new or related idea? You can also look at it as foundational skills, sort of like the base of a house. Interpretive, what is the actual structure of the house going to look like? How are you going to interpret it between the lines? And then imaginative, how can you come up with something beyond what that structure is? Is it a restaurant? Is it a house, etc.? So just a quick way to maybe introduce it. So after you've read an article, maybe a digital one that you've posted in Schoology or Seesaw or whatever, you could do something like a quick shared discussion board, such as Padlet, and have students write a level one, a recall question, a level two, kind of a read between the lines question, and a level three, applying question. So what that looks like, if you go to Padlet.com, it is a free app. You get 3 different discussion boards, and you can go into those settings to kind of set it up as whatever sort of background you want. You can create some different ways of organizing that material. And then you can allow students, obviously, to add in their answers. You also can decide whether you want it to require approval or filter words, etc. So one quick way to even generate kind of some social emotional connections too is to leave on the reactions or the comments if you want students to comment and read each other's or even answer some of those questions to get even a little bit more deeply involved. For those of you who use Schoology, a way to post this in your class might be to use the page option. So yes, you can from your Padlet share a link. So if you wanted to go share it, you could grab the link. Or you could get what's called the embed code. So you just want to copy that code. I just clicked copy. And then in my Schoology, I opened up a new page, and maybe I call it Costa's Levels, and maybe I have an article title that I wanted to include. And I have my directions. Please post 3 leveled questions about the article we just read, and maybe you have more to add to it. One that I've used before, just as an example with staff, is, for instance, you have maybe a word bank, you have a couple different pieces of art, and then people need to use, or the students would have to use maybe a couple words from the word bank and look at that art to kind of analyze and get a little bit deeper into some of the questions. And as you can see, teachers have answered, or asked who are the artists would be just a basic recall question. A process might be compare the 2 artist styles, and applying, create your own portrait using the style of one of those artists. So if you, for instance, are creating that page and you have your directions, however you want to say it, you go up to insert content, insert the media or image from the web, and we're going to go with media, and we're going to throw that embed code right in here. And I'm going to say insert media. It looks like a big yellow box here. You can make it bigger, smaller, whatever you want to do. You could, turn this into more of a title if you wanted it to be more of a heading, whatever you want to do. And then you can go ahead and create, and it's going to show up down at the bottom since I just added it generally. But then when you open it up, that particular Padlet is now embedded into my page. And so I have sort of a corkboard here. I could have even posted a link to the article at the top if I wanted students to first read it and then use some of those Costa skills to write out those level 1, level 2 questions and have sort of that discussion board among my class. Hopefully that gives you just a quick little way to use some Costa's levels of questioning as well as a corkboard using the tool called Padlet, padlet.com.